Oh gosh, I think I'm dying. We're going to get into more of a vloggy sort of a video today instead of me talking out of my ass trying to tell you stuff that I do indeed know, but I'm in the eyes of the public I'm nowhere near the amount of experience that I need to have before I start talking about that sort of thing, because your views are crap. I am right now, I've just finished recording a new episode of a podcast I recently began on SoundCloud, iTunes, wherever you get your podcast from, wherever you enjoy listening to your podcasts. You're going to get a new series called Skin Me Up Body, which is, as the title probably gives away, it's a play on Beam Me Up Scotty, and it is basically a Star Trek. At this point it's a Star Trek podcast. I was going to do a whole load of reviews on the review channel, and I thought that's just overkill for the review channel because there's so many other things that I want to do over there, and the whole science fiction arena is so flippin' big, and I'd like to get into that in a heck of a lot more detail than in a YouTube video. So I thought, podcast, can I call it Beam Me Up Scotty? No, I couldn't get the main name for it, but I could get the variation Skin Me Up Body, so that is available on your favourite podcast provider. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, science fiction in general, it's not just going to be Star Trek, it's going to be a heck of a lot of other stuff. Quantum Leap, UFO, Space 1989, you name it, it's all going to be over there. So let's see what else is happening today. So I'm actually just sitting down now just to edit that episode of Skin Me Up Body, get it uploaded to the internet. Not too exciting. Also sitting here, ready to jump at a moment's notice with my jacket and everything on me, ready to go. I have had 2 weeks off work, and you know, when you say that sort of thing these days, people automatically think, oh, this guy's self-isolating. Thankfully, no, that's not the case. Staying healthy, it's all good. But the car was in huge need of some mechanical work. It's just coming up to that time, needing a service actually over the time for its service, and with everything that's happening on the planet, MOTs and everything's been held back. It's very easy to let that stuff drop by the wayside, so I had 2 weeks off. So dropped the car on the Monday of the first week. It's actually been almost 2 weeks now since the car was in, and luckily for me, not so lucky for the person that owned the other car, Monday passed. I was called by the mechanic, went down to check out the car, and there was a Focus, the same model as mine, pretty much the same model as mine, but it had 45,000 less miles on its clock than what mine has. Younger car, better looked after, but the whole timing belt mechanism in this car blew out, absolutely destroyed the engine. She was a complete write-off, and my car was, timing wasn't off, but there was just something about it. You know, whenever you've drove a car for a lot of years, you start to just notice things, having driven it for so long. You know, somebody could jump in, drive my car, and think, you know, this car's driving okay, but whenever I get into it, I was kind of like, something just sounds a little off with this, just feels off with this car. That's a weird connection you get with your motors. And we had the discussion last time she was in that, you know, I asked, what about timing belt? Should you one of those yet? And the last service she didn't need one, and he was 50-50 this time on actually sending the car back out to me without doing the timing belt. And then luckily for me, not so luckily for the person who owned the other car, this car flipping exploded because of the timing belt mechanism. Now for some reason I'm not really mechanically minded, but there's like a chain belt and like a rubber belt set up from that engine, and he had to wait to yesterday to get it done. He needed to get a guy and give him a hand to do it. So 2 weeks, the car went under the knife yesterday for its little operation, so I'm hoping I'll get a call at some point this afternoon that come and get your car, she's ready to go, side on the road again. It's going to be great. Hopefully I'll definitely need to have the thing back before Monday because I'm due back in work. Okay, so it just made a very interesting discovery for this little boy here. This is a Zoom H4n recorder, which is awesome for recording sound if you have it set up right. I actually used this recorder for the sound recording from a short film Conclusions, and I've been using it for the podcasts that I'm currently doing. But Brainiac right here decided, you know what, you can go through a fortune on batteries with this bad boy here, so let's buy a little connection to plug it directly to the mains, and we'll save a lot of money and get the best sound ever from it, which is not accurate whatsoever. This actually had a severe buzz going on during the recording of this last episode of Scheme Me Up Body, but I'm uploading the way it is. It's nothing major. I tried to cut it down in the editor, but it just wasn't happening. So I'm just going to upload it as is, because it's not all about the quality of the finished project. A lot of people will tell you that it is, but quality is 100% subjective to the person that's listening to it. You know, someone is going to, if you're offering the advice people want to hear, they're not going to let that little buzz get out of the way. But I'm going to have to go back to using batteries from here on in. Okay, so at the moment, no word in the car yet, but it's that time on a Friday evening where I'm changed into my gym gear and just about to do a bit of training online with Empowered Fitness. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram. How about a little bit of footage of me trying to get rid of the belly?